The song's called Change. Mainly it's about negative change. This room right here that you see, it serves as a somewhat blank slate. And then we have torn up pieces of paper that kind of serve as the chaotic view of how your life becomes in these moments when negative change impacts. I started this thing probably a week before the shoot. It was very hard to get on a ladder and post all these poster boards. I used command strips. I used certain type of wallpaper safe tapes and duct tape to align them together once they got together. And then after that, you had to make regular copy paper from a printer, flattened, whether it was the floor, the ceiling, or the walls, so that way the color texture wouldn't change whenever you started filming. Then we had torn sheets of paper that we had to apply to all of that once it was done, and that took tons of time. And then, some of these walls are fake. We have a fake wall right here that it was made out of some 2x4s, and then back here we just had kind of cardboard covered this window, and there's actually pillows behind it to keep it stable and kind of poke it out from the window ledge. And so probably the amount of time it took total was about 86, I'd say maybe 80 hours just in general. It took a long time. And after all this was done, the ceiling collapsed. The day before, Joe and us were gonna film the music video, and we were like, oh my gosh, we're so stupid. Why did we use duct tape and command strips on the ceiling? And at that point, I was like, I don't really care if there's some holes in the ceiling. As long as it gets stabilized and it's not falling, then I'm cool with it. We've worked too hard to come this far.
Hello there. How goes it? Behind the scenes, exclusive footage.
All right, who's ready?
The small room, we have two separate rooms. We have one large room that kind of serves as deep into the core of your own life. It kind of just serves as that blank slate. And then we have a smaller room that's kind of like it's you being inside of your head. So in the small room, it has the same concept. There's torn up paper. There's no imprints, negative impacts that you make on your life. But in the small room, it kind of just like you're inside in your own head, and the emotion that's carried out in it is just how you feel when these moments occur in your life. Like I said, whether it's depression or addiction or just any sort of negative change that happens. And these imprints that you see on the wall, they're like you leaving your negative imprint on your life and others. One hand is representing you doing something wrongfully to somebody you loved, and you wanting to take that back, but you can't, because that stays there forever. You can forgive yourself, but that just stays with you. And sometimes you can never forget about it. And so it's just you putting your blank slate and you're covering it in all these negative impacts in your life. And it's basically what this song's about. We have like this grandfather clock, and it serves as kind of like, for me, it's like a ticking time bomb. You're trying to reach this clock to turn back time. You want to get to a certain point back to where you were, but in all honesty, that's not going to happen. You can make action happen and you can do certain things and change some certain things, but sometimes the negative impacts that you put on your life and others is never going to change. You have to keep applying new action and changing yourself in order to create a better story or a better history for yourself. And it's hard. Some people can't get back to that point, whether it's depression or addiction, the loss of a loved one or a relationship. This song kind of just brings negative impact change to a more creative perspective. We're gonna be recycling all the paper. I've been talking to this guy and trying to throw stuff away like that. It's pretty bad impact on the environment, but it's the best way that we can visualize what we wanted for our music video. And thank you so much for being there for us, and we look forward to hearing what you guys have to say.